is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. All right, guys, now today I have two brand new pairs of sneakers to take a look at. But not only are we going to take a look at the sneakers, we're also going to talk a little bit about why these sneakers seem to be really popular, but then all of a sudden their popularity just fell off, and before we knew it, there was pretty much no resale value in the sneaker. Why did this happen? We're going to talk about it as soon as we take a look at them. So without further ado, let's get straight into the first pair. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Nike Air Presto South Korea. I like them. I like them a lot, actually. This is one of my favorite and most anticipated pair of Nike Air Prestos that have come out in quite some time. Now, from what I understand, the sizing is all over the place on these, so we're gonna take a look at the sizing after we take a look at the sneaker itself. All right, guys, starting with the upper of the sneaker here. Now, really nice breathable mesh. As we all know, this is a Nike Air Presto. Nothing different about the sneaker in itself. Same construction, nothing different about it. However, what is different about it, of course, are the colors throughout the sneaker. Now, if you did not know, this was a part of a huge pack that was a rollout for Nike football, or Nike soccer, as we call it in the United States. As you guys know, the Olympics were supposed to take place in Tokyo, Japan for 2020, but unfortunately, due to everything going on in the world, that got canceled. However, it didn't get canceled before Nike made all these shoes and all that apparel and all those jerseys representing the South Korea football team. So, you know that Nike was still gonna go ahead and make that money off of this stuff, even if there were no Olympics to be had. This particular pair pays homage to the South Korean flag, and you can see that in the differentiating colors between the red on the lateral side, especially in the TPU lace cages, and the blue on the medial side on the lace cages. Taking a look at a top-down view of the sneaker here, you can see the entire upper looks like zebra print. A lot of people call these zebra. This is not zebra. This, in fact, is white tiger. If you guys know anything about the South Korean football team or about South Korea as a whole, you know that the white tiger is a highly regarded animal representing power and strength. Fun fact about me, my stepfather actually was South Korean, and he actually taught me a lot about South Korean culture, even down to the stripes from the white tiger that are on the top of the shoe. Now, what you may find interesting is that these lines are not all even. They're not all the same kind of line. They kind of look like a little bit fatter on the black part here, and they kind of thin out. That is made to represent an actual type of painting that's done over in South Korea. I don't remember the name of it, and if I knew the name of it, I'd probably butcher it, and I don't want to disrespect that culture like that. So you guys can definitely look it up if you want to know. But the technique actually takes one long brush stroke and gets thinner and thinner as you brush it, and it goes from left to right or right to left. And that's why it looks like some of the lines are a little thinner and some of the lines are a little bit thicker. Moving right along the sneaker here, you have the really nice Air Presto logo right there on the tongue. On the heel of the shoe, you actually see the red and the blue coming together in the South Korean flag here. This again is a South Korean flag on the back of the sneaker. Really nice how they blended that red and blue together right there in the middle for the flag. Now, moving around to the lateral side of the sneaker here, you get this gold swoosh. Now, in my opinion, I think that represents the gold trophy that South Korea was gonna try to win in the Olympics. That's also made to match the gold heel pull on the back of the sneaker as well. Now, on the left insole here, you have the Air Presto logo in gold, Nike swoosh and all that. On the right insole here, you actually have what size. This, of course, being a small sizing, of course, is a size 9, actually between a small and a medium, but again, we'll get into that in just a second. Now, at first, I thought that the sneakers were inverted as far as the colors go, but they actually are not. The medial sides are still the medial sides. The lateral sides are still the lateral sides. However, the outsoles actually are different. On the outsole of the left shoe, you have this red kind of pinkish looking color here. And on the outsole of the right shoe, you have the blue. So again, representing that South Korean flag, really nice. On the inside of the box lid for the Prestos, you get a little bit of information about what actually the Prestos are about and sizing information. So remember I told you guys I had a size small in the sneaker. Now, I'm a true size 9, and a size 9, according to the Presto sizing, can either fit the high end of a small or the low end of a medium. It just depends on what kind of a fit you want for your sneaker. If you want a little bit more snug, you will go with the small. If you want a little bit bigger, you will go with the medium. And I think that that's the frustrating thing that a lot of people have about the sizing of the shoe. If you happen to be in one of those sizes that could fit either a small or a medium, or if you're a size 11, a medium or a large, you might go with one or the other, just depending on how you want the shoe to fit. I'm the kind of guy that likes it snug, so I went with small. That's just me. But of course, you can always sound off down below and let me know, do you prefer the snug fit or do you prefer the loose fit? Now, without further ado, let's get into the second pair we're talking about today. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Nike Air Max 90 in green camo. I like this shoe. I know some of you guys didn't like it. Some of you guys did like it, but if you did like it, you really, really liked it. And I'm one of those people that really, really liked it. Now, as you guys may or may not know, the camo series of Air Max 90s has come back in a major way, paying homage to the original duck camo that none of us can get our hands on because that sneaker is just way too expensive. Nike recently came out with what they called the reverse duck camo that actually had inverted colors versus the original way. And now they came out with that same color blocking in this Volt green color and in an upcoming orange colorway. Now, the Volt green is just my color. I got a lot of stuff in the collection that's Volt green. And I don't know, man, these colors just hit a little bit different for me. So I really want to get my hands on these. Took the L on the sneakers app, but like I said, luckily a spot over across the pond was able to hold me down. Now, starting with the upper of the sneaker here, it's an Air Max 90 silhouette. It's a classic. You guys know what this is, but as you can see, there's a lot of lime green going on in here. And again, I'm here for it. Now, one thing that is worth mentioning is the mix of materials on this Air Max. You have the mesh going around the collar of the sneaker, behind the tongue, and inside of the toe box. For the camo, you actually have this interesting material here. It's tough. It feels a little bit like nubuck, but it's almost like you can feel the paint in the shoe, like kind of that scratchy kind of material there. I don't know, but it is nice. I like it. So of course you have that camo theme here, the main theme of the sneaker, of course, all over the sneaker, all on the tongue, all on the quarter panels, and right above the midsole, extending all the way down the length of the entire sneaker and wrapping around the toe box. And then finally, you have this really nice grain leather that's on the swoosh. I like it. Lime green all around the sneaker here, of course, on the collar, on the tongue of the sneaker, inside of the toe box, on the Air Max branding, and you even have green airbags, green all over the place in this shoe. Taking a top down look at the sneaker here, classic Air Max 90 theming here, classic Air Max 90 tag on the tongue. And of course, you get that green with that camo mixed all throughout the top of the sneaker. I like it. On the heel of the shoe, you got the classic Air Max 90 Nike Air branding, of course, in green against that black background. As far as the outsole of the sneaker here, again, same thing. You get that really nice green color here. I don't actually think it's too much green, but the green is super pronounced on this sneaker. I really like the way it's offset with that brown on the camo. We get a few goodies with this sneaker as well. First things first, the extra laces. You get one set of green laces, one set of black laces. Now, I feel like the black is actually gonna set this sneaker off a little bit better than the green. I feel like putting the green in the laces might be overkill as far as the green on the shoe. I think there's enough green going on here. In addition to that, you get this really nice green classic Air Max 90 Nike Air translucent tag. I love that. By the way, the white laces in these look really basic. So if I were you, I'd probably swap them laces out ASAP. And last but not least, of course, you have that green insole with the black Nike Air OG branding on the heel. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the green camo Air Max 90s as well. You guys can also sound off down in the comments and let me know which one is kind of your favorite of the sneakers that we're taking a look at today, the green camo Air Max 90s or the South Korea Prestos. My personal opinion, I'm gonna go with the South Korea Prestos. I really, really like these. These are kind of my favorites of the two we're looking at today. Guys, listen, it's a really weird time in sneakers right now because it's a really weird time in the world. It's been difficult actually getting back on the horse, if you will, and making more sneaker videos just because there's so much going on. But one thing that I have noticed is that especially with the looting and the rioting, unfortunately, there is a big demand just as much as ever on sneakers. Now, that being the case, I'm wondering why the hype died on these sneakers so quickly. I don't know what it is, but it seems like when the South Koreas were getting ready to drop, there was a lot of hype on them, not a whole lot of resale, but a little bit of resale, but especially when the green camos dropped because of the success of the infrared reverse duck camos, I really expected these to take off a lot more than they did. However, when the duck camos dropped in infrared, the resale dropped quickly, and following suit, the green camos dropped and they dropped in resale pretty quickly as well. I want to say that I saw the green camos going for around $230 to $250 depending on size, but now they've dropped so low that you can get them for pretty much retail price. Now, why is that? What exactly is going on right now with sneakers? And I think that the answer to that is kind of a simple one. Oversaturation of the market right now. There are so many sneakers coming out lately, and unfortunately, it feels like a real flood of sneakers because a lot of stores really haven't even gotten their stock yet, or a lot of stores have still been shut down. So a lot of the inventory has been transitioning online lately. immediately. Now, that's good news if you own a bot and if you're trying to get as many pairs of a shoe as you possibly can. However, it might be a little bit of bad news if you're a reseller as well, because there's so many shoes dropping and there's so many restocks on a sneaker happening as well. So we got to break down the market a little bit when it comes to resale on a shoe. In my opinion, the sneaker resale market works exactly like the stock market. And personally, that's why I like StockX as a resale platform a lot better than GOAT. A lot of people say that they like GOAT better. I don't really know why. Matter of fact, if you like GOAT better, sound off down in the comments and let me know why you like it better. Personally, I like StockX because it gives me graphs and charts and data and analytics. And I'm kind of a nerd. I'm kind of a data junkie when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I can see in real time how a sneaker is performing. And if you guys watch closely, any news that's going on in sneakers right now is affecting the prices of these shoes. The main driver being restocks. So what's happening with a lot of these sneakers right now is that they'll drop once in a limited quantity. A lot of stores actually have more quantity in these sneakers than they say that they do up front. But what they're trying to do in order to sell everything is that they're only releasing small bits and pieces of these sneakers, very small quantities, in order to drive the hype up. So the sneaker sells out, but then a few days later, a restock happens and all of a sudden more sizes are available. Take a look at the DMPs right now. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, but if you are, how many times do you think the DMPs have dropped? Comment down below and let me know how many times you think the DMPs have now restocked. I think my count at this point is somewhere around 10 or 11 times I've seen the DMPs restock since their original drop. It's insane. But the reason for so many restocks is because Nike made a ton of that sneaker right before everything hit and shut down. And I think they were depending on a lot more pairs being sold through the retail channels than all online. So they've been trying to stagger their inventory and restrict their inventory and hold back inventory and do these little restocks all the time. I don't know if it's working, because at this point, if you don't have a pair of DMPs, I really don't know what to tell you. But getting back to these sneakers here, right now, guys, I'm just gonna admit to you, it is a buyer's market for sneakers. There are so many shoes that are dropping, so many different ways, so many different channels and stores. There's so many ways to get your hands on the shoe that if you take an L on the sneakers app, you might be able to grab a pair off of an online drop somewhere else, another boutique, another store, something like that. Because honestly, the bots have not quite been working as well as they used to. And honestly, the resellers just don't have that much money to keep buying up every pair of sneakers and sitting on them all the time. However, I will say this as a little bit of a caveat. If you are a reseller right now, the best thing for you to do with a lot of the sneakers that you're buying in right now is to hold them. Hold the sneakers that you have until everything opens back up. Because number one, people are gonna go back outside and they're gonna need sneakers to wear. Right now, people have been a little bit more stingy with their money because we ain't got nowhere to go. So if we don't have anywhere to go, we don't have any reason to wear sneakers. But as everything opens back up again, people start traveling again, they start doing things outside again, people are gonna start wearing their sneakers and they're gonna wanna buy more sneakers. So if you bought one of these pairs of sneakers and you wanna resell it, again, if you can afford it, my advice to you would be to hold your sneakers for a little while longer. I really think that what we're gonna see is a big jump, a big spike in these prices as soon as everything opens back up again. And it may not even be when everything opens back up again. Anything can happen and it can drive up the price of a sneaker. Remember, a sneaker is only worth what people are willing to pay for it. And depending on what's happening out here in society and in the culture, that can immediately drive up the price of a sneaker. Say for instance, you got a pair of the South Korea Prestos. If something crazy happened in South Korea, or like we recently saw with the Puerto Rico Air Force Ones, say Nike decides to pull all of the South Korea Prestos off the shelf and off of every single website. Even with the amount of pairs that have dropped already, prices would go through the roof because Nike canceled a shoe just like it happened with the Puerto Rico Air Force Ones. The Puerto Rico Air Force Ones didn't change at all. It's the exact same sneaker that people were selling for absolutely nothing for real before Nike announced that they canceled the shoe. But now that Nike announced that they canceled the shoe, now all of a sudden everybody wants the shoe and it's the exact same sneaker. I honestly don't get it. Well, I'll take that back. I guess I do get it. It's an exclusivity thing. And especially when it comes to sneakers, especially when it comes to the hype beast type of society that we're in right now, people always want what they can't get. And as long as they can't get it, the harder it is to get. It makes people become willing to pay more and more and more money for the shoe. Think about the Ben & Jerry's Dunks. If the Ben & Jerry's Dunks were available widespread everywhere, honestly, they had the potential to sit on shelves because I don't know how many people are really wearing their Ben & Jerry's Dunks right now. But because they were so hard to get and they had some hype behind it, all of a sudden, it's a $1,600, $1,700, $2,000 sneaker. Hype is driving everything these days. And so really what's going on with these sneakers, in my opinion, is that the hype just isn't high enough. If the hype was higher, or if something happened to really shift the marketplace, with these sneakers being the exact same sneakers that they are, with the exact same story behind them, all of a sudden, they'd be worth a lot more money. But I guess that's kind of the way of the world, right? Things are only worth what we're willing to pay for it. So the resale may have gone down on these for the time being, but that's not to say at any given point, the resale can't go right back up. So keep your eyes open to the markets, keep your eyes open to what's going on in sneaker news, and as long as you stay plugged in, you might actually be able to make $1 or $2 here and there if you're trying to do it in sneakers. All right, guys, that's pretty much all that I got about these today. Now it's time for you guys to sound off down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the Air Max 90 green camo and the Air Presto South Korea. Are either one of these sneakers ones that you guys added to your collection? If so, which one did you add to your collection, or did you add both? Again, which one is your favorite between the two that we took a look at today? Are you feeling the Prestos more, or are you feeling the classic Air Max 90 silhouette more? Let me know down below. Of course, write it down in the comments. Make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family, to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you, I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Nike Air Presto South Korea. This is the Nike Air Max 90 green camo. And until next time, I'm out.